And welcome, race fans, to a Tuesday night. A little different than what is normally happening when we come here to display some of the driving talents of the drivers here at Over the Limit. But things have kind of changed up as far as broadcasting days in the series. But nonetheless, the racing action is going to be hard and heavy, just as it always is. With that, though, we are here at one of the one of the faster dirt tracks at Charlotte's, the dirt track at Charlotte. These drivers are looking to put down, I do believe it is race number 6 of the season. So it should be a really good one. As always, though, alongside me is the legend, the myth, the man, Mr. J Stan, Jeremy Stanley. How you doing?
I'm glad to be here on a Tuesday. It is quite different. Yeah, let's get this thing going. I'm excited to get back-to-back dirt nights for you guys. A little bit different, but it should be fun nonetheless, right?
Absolutely, it should be. It's like I said, it's a little different. So normally we had been broadcasting the open dirt street stocks and the open big block modifieds. There has been some changes with that. We will still be bringing the open dirt street stocks to you, but we are now coming at you with the fixed dirt late models, giving the late model drivers a little bit of love, so to speak. But either way, Jeremy, I mean, these cars are fast, and this track alone is fast. You put that together, I mean, we should be in for a good show tonight. Right now, 12 drivers looking to take grid as practice is winding down. So a little bit on the smaller side for a field, but Jeremy, you know as well as I do, we have seen some fantastic racing out of these small fields before.
Yeah, and the you guys haven't seen the late model side of Over the Limit. So these are actually one of my favorite cars, minus the street stocks. I know we're not getting street stocks to you tonight, like typically when we start off on Wednesdays, but you'll get that tomorrow. Tonight you start off with the pro lates. Just a lot of fun at this track too. I was able to get a few laps in just for shits and giggles, and the car's feeling really good at this track. I don't know, Dustin. It's only 12 cars. I think it's going to be a hell of a race.
And I agree. I think it is going to be a hell of a race here. You can see that beautiful aerial view over the track here for tonight's event, which is the hashtag Get a Grip Nationals presented by Martin Sports. Martin Sports, obviously the official apparel provider for Nerditudes and Nerd TV. Excellent company. And just, Jeremy, you've seen some of their products, just some badass products. I mean, I can't say it any other way, just badass products. So they're looking to really put on a good show, but from the aerials, you can already see these drivers are already starting to get that high line pushed up, already getting that cushion going. So you're already seeing that a low line cleared out, and that high line is getting cleared out, and you're seeing some dirt build up there on that middle line. So these drivers already starting to try to get stuff worked in.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with this track, there's multiple grooves. There is a banking difference between the bottom and the top. It's a sudden change. It's not a gradual. And you can feel it out there in the cars. So the cars will venture down real low, right up against those white tires. Don't get too close, though, because those things are brick walls in the game. They're not, actual tires. So they don't budge. That means your car takes the full blow. And then mid to high lane will kick in later on, too. So, I mean, it's how you have your gear set up, how you have the setup rotating around the center of the corner and drive off. And that'll determine really what line they run tonight.
Yeah, and it is. So it's like I said, we haven't had the chance really to broadcast these pro lates, but they are. I mean, these are a fun car, and that's saying a lot coming from me, folks. If you know anything about me when it comes to the late models, it's a love-hate relationship, more so along the lines of hate for whatever reason. I have a hard time getting a handle on them. But either way, I still enjoy getting in and running with them. It takes a different type of driving style, Jeremy, to manhandle these machines the way that you were talking about.
Yeah, they don't call them pro for no reason. That minus the supers, of course, which is your high end speed ones. But the pro ones, it definitely, you can't be an amateur and drive these things, and at least drive them fast, anyways. Definitely have a lot of power, more so what we're used to watching here. on these broadcasts compared to most other cars. Like they're bad fast. So a little bit different show for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's we're going to be bringing more at you. You guys can see we've been working behind the scenes trying to increase the quality of the streams for both Over the Limit and other leagues that we broadcast as well as try to make the on-screen a little bit more pleasing. But again, we would not be able to do any of this, Jeremy, if it wasn't for the help of sponsors and supporters along the way. Without them, I mean, we wouldn't be where we're at right now. So obviously the title sponsor for tonight is Martin Sports. Again, excellent apparel company. They do amazing products. The ownership there and the staff is bar none probably some of the best that you'll ever have the pleasure of coming across and the ability to meet. So again, check out what they have. Brand new website launched, by the way. A little bit of help from the community and from the nerds themselves. To get everything up and going and give them the website that they needed to showcase their badass products. So go take a look at it, see what they have. They got a huge list of apparel items and more to come as well, like I said, as well as a Nerditudes line heading your way here in the near future. So check out martinsports906.com. Want to thank Mini Motorsport Doors. Again, the title sponsor for the Mini Motorsport Doors Pro Late Model Series, which you guys are getting ready to see in action here very quick. Again, novelty doors. They are solid aluminum doors, like side door panels that you would find, much like on the Pro Late models you're about ready to see tonight. They do come in two sizes, 11 inches and 21 inches, and those are $15 and $30 respectively. You can have them customized with anything that you like. Your sim racing car that you have, you can have it customized with a real race car driver if you'd like. You could put a picture of your puppy dog and your mommy on there if you wanted to hang it on your wall. The ability is yours. But again, high quality product. Go take a look at them. That is facebook.com/Mini Motorsport Doors. I want to give a shout out to Full Send Gaming as well. Again, the title sponsor for the Full Send Gaming bounty system, which we did hear that there may or may not be a driver in one of these series, possibly tomorrow night, that may have a bounty on them. Again, the series that we broadcast are not the only series that Over the Limit does run, but that bounty system is in action, and I do believe that it is somebody you will be seeing racing tonight, Jeremy, by the name of Mr. Dustin Hennigan. I do believe might be that driver that has that bounty. So stay tuned and stay focused on what's going on. Find out exactly if somebody claims that bounty and what series that is. But again, Full Send Gaming is a title sponsor of that. They do a lot of behind the scenes stuff as well as streaming games, just like the nerds. Check them out on Facebook. You will not be disappointed. And Butt Kicker, the official audio provider for Nerditudes and Nerd TV. Again, they do an excellent job. Nice addition to any sim racing rig or gaming rig. Fantastic product. Gives you a whole new level of experience on that at the fraction of a cost. So again, go take a look at what they have. Some of the nerds personally do use them. Not that I was giving that away or anything, but they are a nice addition to it. So again, go check out thebuttkicker.com/AFF=35 is Nerditudes and Nerd TV's affiliate link. And be sure if you do find a product on there that you want to buy, even if it is on sale already or not, be sure you use promo code NERDTV, just as you see on the screen there, for an additional 20% off. So last time I checked, those Gamer 2 units were on sale for $199.99. With that promo code, you can get it for $159.99. So go take a look and see what they have to offer. So, and again, there's many, many more that we do have. We are still working on getting them up. There's a lot of them that, Jeremy, we haven't got the logos and everything else up for. Hideaway Motorsports, competitive setups and coaching is another one. That's hideawaymotorsports.com. Take a look at what they have. Kingwin is another one that we have. G2A. Again, that's on the Full Send Gaming side of things as far as getting games. They do have promo codes. We will work on getting promo codes and affiliate links up on the streams here in the very near future. So there's been a lot of moving and a shaking over the last couple weeks behind the scenes. So we'll be sure to get that stuff up to you. But overall, Jeremy, like I said, it's looking to get a damn good race going here. It does look like qualifying has concluded at this point in time. So what are you thinking, man? What are you expecting out of this? Are you looking at door-to-door racing action, or do you think it's going to get spread out?
You got about 10 cars or so within 2 or 3 tenths. So that just tells me it's going to be side-to-side action for the most part. Though, long run track, conditions are going to be a lot different. But at least initially, it looks like it's going to be a tight one. And you mentioned that bounty, Mr. Dustin Hennigan. If you go to the top of the charts there, that number 16 is there. So you may or may not be right about that bounty. And I think that's on the street stock side of things. But if Dustin keeps up running a tear like he's doing in multiple cars, he's like becoming like the Kyle Larson of this thing. So yeah, I expect a lot of good side-by-side racing, at least early on. I have no idea what to expect on the long run, but that's where we're going to find out here just in a matter of moments.
Absolutely, and I do believe that they are getting ready to push this over. Beautiful aerial views here for the hashtag Get a Grip Nationals presented by Martin Sports. And Jeremy, as stated earlier in the pre-race show presented by Martin Sports. Again, Martin Sports all over the place. There's a reason why they're all over the place, because we love wearing their products. That's exactly what it is. There's already a couple set grooves that are already starting to get in here. I know that this is a fixed setup series, but these drivers can still manhandle a lot of the stuff that they do. So we can still see drivers taking that low line, taking that high line, and we can't forget, we're on dirt, baby. We're going to see that slider line, and we're going to see those slide jobs, because that comes with the nature. That's part of the plan.
Yes, especially since it's fixed, right? You have to make a little more aggressive moves sometimes to get the setup to do what you want it to do. So yeah, we're at it's just one of those things where we're not accustomed to watching. We're participated in some of these races, but it's watching. It's a whole different thing. You're not focused on just your car, right? So lots of variables, even for us up here in the booth, because it's new to watching them, and you guys watching, it's going to be new to you. So stay tuned. Should be good. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And talking about people out there watching, again, thank you guys for all your support for Nerditudes and Nerd TV and any of the leagues that we broadcast. We greatly appreciate it through and through, and continue, looking forward to your guys' interaction. We do monitor the chats during all of our broadcasts. So if you would like to throw a little something in there, say a little something, shout it out, keep it PG, possibly PG-13. But we will try to shout it out and see exactly what's going on. So again, interaction is key. Be sure you like, follow, all that other good stuff. We appreciate it. Spread the word on everything. But with that said, Jeremy, they are starting to grid for heat race. Was it only one heat race tonight?
No, we got 2.
Got 2? All right. So we got 2 heat races. So we're going to do heat race number 2. So we are going to let you guys get these ugly mugs off the screen. We're going to take you down trackside here momentarily, and Jeremy is going to run us through our starting lineup for tonight's event.
All right, so heat race number 1 will be Dustin Hennigan taking the top spot in the heat. Dane Lloyd will be just to his outside there in second. Justin Pentakoff currently running in third. Justin Simmons will be in fourth. Shane Yates in fifth. CJ Colley in sixth. Austin Yates in seventh. And I haven't seen Pete take time, Dustin, but he's currently positioned in eighth. And looking at the track right now, I see seventh. So I don't think Pete's going to be able to make the heat tonight for that one.
Yeah, it does not look like it. But again, some very fast drivers in here. We've seen a lot of these drivers come over and transition from the big block modifieds. So it should be good. I mean, we've seen Dane Lloyd, Pentakoff, Simmons, Yates. I mean, a lot of these drivers have come over from that. So, again, they know how to drive these high horsepower vehicles. Going to be a good race. A lot of fast names in there as well. So, again, only time will tell exactly how this is going to turn out. Pace truck is in. These drivers are circling around, waiting for that green flag to fly. It's 7 laps of racing for heat race number 1. As that green flag does fly, we are underway for the Get a Grip Nationals here at Charlotte.
Excellent start so far, 2x2 all the way through. The leader, Dustin Hennigan, running that bottom line with a nice little slider in front of Dane Lloyd. Dane Lloyd does the crossover and takes it over turn 1, Dustin.
Yeah, excellent crossover already starting. You see Hennigan going way up to that high side, does a crossover move of his own, replaying exactly what Lloyd just did, and he is going to take that, but another crossover by Lloyd, so this is already starting to heat up, while Justin Pentecoff is also trying to take advantage of those two racing as he's trying to put his nose on the inside, making it 3 wide.
Yeah, this is pretty impressive here. You're going side by side, crossover after crossover. It's pretty entertaining here, and they're actually not even losing ground to the third place and fourth place. As they're kind of maintaining the same speed, but that's what happens when you have a fixed car. A lot of the cars kind of bundle up together, even if you're in a faster car rate. But Dane Lloyd is ripping that wall, Dustin.
Yeah, which is not uncommon of Lloyd. A lot of his excellent finishes have been scraping that ass end across that wall many times. I do believe that's how he's also got a couple of his wins, so he is comfortable up on that high side. You do see the 16 of Hennigan is running that midline and drifting up. Right now, third place, Pentecoff is under pressure from the 11 of Shane Yates. Yates trying to come in, does pull to the inside, side by side as they're coming through off into the corner there, Jeremy.
Yeah, great move there by Shane. Just could not close it up there, so he's going to fall back into fourth place once again. We got a lap and a half left to green flag racing. We'll see if he makes one more time. Dane Lloyd makes a little mishap there on the exit of turn number 2. Dustin slaps the wall and slows down. It gives Pentecoff a chance.
Yep, Pentecoff now on the inside as the white flag does fly, but Dane Lloyd is able to pull it ahead. All of this happening while Dustin Hennigan in that 16 stretches that lead out as he goes down the backstretch, flying off into turn 3. Smooth sailing and clear track all the way through for Hennigan as he takes heat race number 1. Dane Lloyd will finish second, and a race between Pentecoff and Yates, with Pentecoff coming out third, Yates fourth, and a little bit of tire stack up there at the end of that heat race there, Jeremy.
Shows you why those tires are bricks. They should have just painted a brick color because those things are not tires. But pretty solid race there for heat race number 1, though. That definitely builds some excitement for the main race coming up in just a little bit. But heat race number 2 is grading right now, so I will go through that standings for you guys. Wade Burris going to start in first place, heat race number 2. Jackie Whaley in second. Brady McKenzie in third. Kenny Haight in fourth. Cody Heathcock in fifth. Swede Milgard in sixth. And then Brennan White is posted at seventh, but yet again, I don't think he's posted the time. I don't think he's going to be in there as they do grid, so it'll be 6 cars for you in race number 2.
Yeah, again, just like heat race number 1, a lot of fast names in here. We have seen these drivers really rip it on the dirt here. Burris is one. Jackie Whaley has been on a tear here recently. Kenny Haight having a solid qualifying as well. I know he was looking to really do good. Cody Heathcock in there. Swede Melgard further back than what we normally see him and expect. But again, we normally see him in the dirt street stocks, Jeremy, and the big block modified. So don't see him as much in the Pro Late Model Series. And the viewers out there definitely haven't seen him much in the Pro Late Model Series because this is the inaugural broadcast for him.
Yeah, so quite a few different names that people haven't seen typically. But we're also on a Tuesday, which is not typical for us as well. But you guys better get used to it because it will be a doubleheader each and every week, Tuesday and Wednesday, until this thing's all said and done, and maybe even furthermore down the road. But who knows? We see the pace truck going to be dipping down now, and then Wade Burris is waiting patiently, going to take this thing all the way to the edge of turn number 4 before getting on it. Green flag is out. He waits for that. Slow start there. 3 wide, Dustin entering turn number 1.
Yep, contact already made between the 21 of Brady McKenzie and Wade Burris in that 98. Still 3 wide. Oh, a little bit of contact between the 98 of Burris and the 720 of Whaley. That puts Whaley going from second all the way back to almost shotgun on the field. 3 wide going into the corner. Jeremy, this racing is hard and heavy as they are sliding all over the place.
Couple slaps there from into Jack. He went from second back to 6th, last place in the heat race number 2. And he's struggling to fight around even Kenny Hay here. So Jackie's he has a really good qualifying set, but I don't know about his race run here. He's a little bit got some work to do.
Yeah, and we're up at the front here. They are 2x2 as the 194 of Cody Heathcock is putting a lot of pressure on the 21 of McKenzie. McKenzie on that higher line. You do see Burris get into the wall there, come back down right across the nose of Haight. Both drivers do correct it, though. You do see Heathcock moves to that top side now. He does have Melgard on his backside, but these drivers are going 3 wide into the corner. Melgard on the high side. You got Burris on the middle and Haight on the low side. Jeremy, this is some hellacious racing action.
Yeah, the Patriot Racing cars are, they started 1-2, and now they're they're right now 4th and 6th currently, so with 2 laps left, they got to figure out something here as you see the lane trying to transition back to the top of the track, which is very common for any type of dirt race, especially in the faster cars. But just like we saw in heat race number 2, we see our leader, Brady McKenzie, this time just pulling away, Dustin.
Yeah, all the racing 2 and 3 wide back in the back and swapping a position has given McKenzie nothing but clear sailing in his heat race number 2. But these drivers are coming. A little bit of wall contact there from the 15 of Melgard. As we do have the white flag going, that's going to take Melgard from 2nd back to 4th. He's going to drop 2 positions. But he is going to fight back on the inside there. All of this, all while the 21 of McKenzie does come off the corner, taking heat race win number 2, followed by a solid heat race run by Cody Heathcock in that 194. Wade Burris in 3rd, Melgard in 4th. So again, solid run all the way around. The track will reset, and it does look like we are getting ready to go A-main racing, rather. We just had 2 heat races. Ladies and gentlemen, that was just the heat races. We still got 35 laps of A-main racing action coming at you as they are gridding up right now. Caution laps do not count. It will be 35 green flag laps. Jeremy, run us through that starting grid.
Yes, sir. As we've seen, we talked about Dustin so far. P number 1, fastest across the board. Going to be starting your top spot tonight. Brady McKenzie in 2nd. Dane Lloyd going to be in 3rd. Cody Heathcock in 4th, Justin Pentakoff in 5th, Wade Burris is going to be in 6th, Shane Yates will be in 7th, to his outside, Swede Melgar is going to be in 8th, we got CJ Colley running in 9th, to round out your top 10, we have Jackie Whaley, Justin Simmons will be 11th, Kenny Haight himself will be in 12th, Austin Yates looks like to round out the field in 13th.
Yeah, so it's going to be some excellent racing action here. You talked about Dustin Hennigan. He has been on a rail here over the last number of weeks. I know that Nerd-O-Twos and Nerd TV has not been here the last couple of weeks, again, taking care of stuff behind the scenes. But believe it or not, I mean, this kid he's just that, Jeremy. I mean, he is a kid. I mean, he's, I think 15 years old, 16 years old, Dustin. If I got your age wrong, I completely apologize. But I mean, he's still in high school. I mean, and he's wheeling this car here like he's been doing it for a 15-year veteran.
Yeah, I do believe he's actually 14, so you're giving a little bit of extra credit there, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he's schooling all the old guys out here, all the veterans who've done some real life racing too. So this kid knows a thing or two, only being so young and barely in high school, and he's going to be taking the green flag right now as they go, and he gets a pretty decent start. They're actually side by side with Brady there. Dustin, huge checkup and huge wreck, Dustin. Huge
wreck on that one there, right up at the front. Maybe call that the commentator curse, I guess. We talked about the the kid, and it just happened. We're going to go back and see if we can't see exactly what happened on that start, Jeremy. That was a rough start nonetheless. But it did start up front somewhere around the 16 of Hennigan.
Yeah, he ramped the tire. He done left front wheel picked up, and he ramped over that inside tire, which is a brick wall, as I mentioned. Sent him full way around. So I did mention that he knows a thing or two, but now he knows a thing or three, knowing that tire does not move for his car even.
No, and that's exactly what it was. Those tires may look like tires like you said, but they are most certainly not. We were on board with Hennigan during that replay. Went for a hell of a ride there. So already a few damaged cars on that one, but they will come to the pits. They will get that repaired back up and get everything back out. And actually, I do believe that Hennigan is already back out. He's now at the tail end of the field, but he is back racing. That will give the lead up front to the 21 of Brady McKenzie, your heat race number 2 winner. With that, now this will be a Delaware restart, Jeremy. Now, for those that haven't really caught a lot of the races here, Delaware restart means that leader, being McKenzie, is going to start on the pole himself. Everybody else lined up behind. As long as that's what they're doing, I mean, they're looking almost like they're going to go double file here.
So, yeah, typically what happens if there's a wreck on lap 1, they just do a complete reset of the field. So they're going to be doing side by side all the way through, Dustin.
Ah, okay, makes sense. That's apologies on my side there. Again, we will be going back to racing action. Green flag does fly. The 21 of McKenzie has an excellent start. Cody Heathcock on the inside of Dane Lloyd. Those two going side by side. Further back, you've got Yates and Pentagoff going side by side. So those two going at it. So you got heat race number 1 drivers going at it. Heat race number 2 drivers going at it. Jeremy, there's good racing all the way around, as right now it's still side by side for that battle for second between Lloyd and Heathcock.
Yeah, they were still 3 wide there for a whole lap or so. Kenny Haight right there in that middle of that Oreo sandwich. I think they're still trying to do it, but they got side by side. They're 2 by 2 now. My eye is on Wade Burris in that 9 car. He got hit pretty good on the bottom of Dustin Hennigan's car. Did smash into his top left side. I meant Dane Lloyd, I'm sorry. Yeah, Dane Lloyd, his car's got heavy damage there on the hood and on the roof a little bit. But his car didn't look like it's too affected after watching a few of his laps. He looks like he's fine, and everybody else behind them have kind of spaced out a little bit. So it's kind of more of a contingency plan to kind of wait it out maybe a little bit and see what happens here.
Yeah, again, they're starting to get spaced out there. Drivers are just trying to get a feel for what's going on. I'm watching back here. A lot of real loose race cars coming off that corner. The 98 of Wade Burris has been getting real snappy loose coming off that corner. A little bit of contact there between the 46 of Haight and the 720 of Jackie Whaley. But both drivers still going. That's right in front of the 16 of Hennigan. So again, even the racing is hard and heavy further back. Back up front, though, the 21 of McKenzie is putting some space now on the 9 of Lloyd there. He's got about a 4 or 5 car length lead, Jeremy, over the 9 of Lloyd.
We talked to Kenny Haight, that is, before the race even started. And I don't know if I could have found any ounce of confidence in his voice going into this race, but he said wish him luck right before he jumped off. And I think he's hit about half the field, not like intentional or heavy, but it's just kind of like a bouncy car going through this field. But outside of that, though, we got some good racing, Dustin, there right in front of Kenny Haight. They've got 5 cars that are really bundled up.
Yeah, all 5 of those being led now by the 98 of Wade Burris and the 15 of Swede Melgard. Those two going side by side. Back behind him, you got the 22 of Austin Yates trying to find a hole through these two as he bounces off the wall. Again, you can see how unsettling these cars are. But you do have the 720 of Whaley and the 16 of Hennigan there. Hennigan going to throw it way low on a crossover, pushing it 3 wide. And is he going to make it stick? He makes it stick down low. Still, heavy contact there off the wall. Wade Burris down into the rest of the field there. Heavy contact. Caution number 2 will fly.
Man, Dustin Hennigan, really good luck that he just had right there. And also the 22, he was in the middle of that, but he sustained almost no damage. 2 of the lucky ones out of that one, that'd be an Austin Yates in the 22. But Wade Burris, 98, just pummeled the outside. That little cutout there on the very top side of the track clipped his right rear, and it just sent him, physics allowed him to go right into the middle of the field. Unfortunately, it took out a couple cars. Not a lot of heavy damage to them. It's just mainly on Wade Burris. But yeah, that could have been a lot worse, but still was a pretty bad one.
Yeah, that's that wall cut out there is it can get a lot of people, and it catches them off guard very, very quickly, which is an unfortunate thing. The good thing is the crews in the pits here can get these cars fixed up and get back out there. Everybody will get back on the lead lap here. That is one good thing about Over the Limit. When something happens, they can get back on the lead lap again. They will be at the tail end, but at least they can continue racing. But Jeremy, I'm surprised that didn't happen sooner with the way they were racing. I mean, they were pushing at 3, sometimes almost looking like they were going to try to go 4 wide here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Yeah,
it's never a bad, or it's always a bad idea to try that. And they haven't done it for a reason. They're very tempted, right? They want to get up to the front, but when you see 3 wide and you see that gap, you think about it for a second, and you're like, nah, I can't do that. But yeah, I don't know, Dustin. I know we're about to go green, but I always question why tracks have kickouts like that, cutouts in the wall. I know you have to get in and out of the track, but why exit turn number 4, right, where all the cars are at? But nonetheless, we go back to green flag racing. Brady McKenzie, excellent restart in front of the other guys here. Pulls out to about a 3 to 4 car length advantage. Dane Lloyd on the top side. Going to get a decent run here over Shane Yates and Cody Heathcock here as they look to go almost 3 wide as Cody slides it up big time.
Yeah, Cody slides it up big time. A little bit of wheel hop there off the 9 of Lloyd, but that's going to open the door for the 11 of Shane Yates to go up and take that second spot. Crossover by the 194 of Heathcock. Contact between Heathcock and the 25 of Pentecoff. Everybody keeps going. More contact between the Heathcock and Lloyd.
Ow.
And these guys are still going at it.
Ow.
And still going green, Jeremy. So, again, that's... Once these cars start going, I mean, it really gets upset, and you find yourself overcorrecting them. But the biggest one hurt on that one there was a 9 of Dane Lloyd, as he was battling for third, now dropped all the way back to 10th after that, but was able to save it. So hell of a job wheeling that car.
I'm working on my glutes in here, man. My seat, I don't know how they didn't wreck. That was impressive. I know they got really shooken up there, but I don't know how that... I don't know how they kept it going straight, but nonetheless, we're about halfway done with this race. As soon as they cross the line here to enter lap number 18 of 35. Still getting pretty racy. I know the leaders have kind of done their own thing and separated. We see Shane Yates just right before that little messeroo. He kind of went up to second place in a hurry, did a nice slide job, and was able to maintain. I think he passed 2 cars that corner, Dustin.
Yeah, it's he did a crossover move on there while Heathcock and Lloyd were going at it and passed both of them and got out of there just in time before all the craziness started happening that ultimately cost Lloyd to fall back to 10th. So
caution on the track here real quick. We got Austin Yates, turn number 1. Looks like to me he got on the brakes right in front of Dane in the number 9 and put them both on the outside wall in turn number 1 and 2 on their lap number 19.
That is a tough break. Unfortunately, though, that's what happens further back. That's why a lot of these drivers like to try to get to the front and stay at the front. Why? Because you got clear track at the front. You got less drivers in front of you until you circle around and start lapping drivers. But it gets really, really hard. But I tell you what, these drivers have been doing a hell of a job. If you don't think that dirt drivers are athletes, I will argue until I am blue in the face. Because these drivers are up on the wheel the entire time they are racing. They even in simulated, they are still up on that wheel.
Yeah, I mean, there's leisure driving, and then there's some asphalt driving, and then you get to the dirt cars, which just to whip the wheel left, right, and all the the mental toughness and even physical toughness of whipping the wheel back and forth. I would definitely classify that as an athlete. If you're going to make an argument for any motorsports racing, I think dirt is the one to nail down first as a professional athlete. Even though they don't get the national spotlight, that doesn't mean anything as far as the physicality that these drivers do have and behind the wheels of any dirt car, especially in these late models, because they're one of the fastest out there. Period. But we are going back to green flag. Brady McKenzie, complete control of the field. He dips it down early, deep into turn number 4. Green flag is out, and he gets another 5 or 6 car length advantage, and he's found something, Dustin.
Yeah, excellent start there. That's a typical dirt start that you would see right there at the apex of 3 and 4, and they dip down, getting that good run, cutting off that high side. Right now, he's in the lead, 2 by 2 by gaggle behind them, as you got Yates and Pentecoff are battling it out for second. You got Hennigan and Heathcock battling it out for fourth. These drivers, you also have CJ Colley up there out of nowhere, and we are under another caution, Jeremy.
Another caution indeed. A gaggle of cars. Looks like turn number 1 again. Kenny Haight got a little too deep into that corner, tagged the left rear of the number 7 of, looks like, Jackie Whaley. Jackie kept going straight. Kenny went around, unfortunately, and tagged Wade Burris alongside him. So then two cars went around, and that's what brought out I do believe now, the fourth yellow this evening.
Yep, just dove it in. Unfortunately, again, you see, big heavy contact on that one there. We're going to see it go on board with the 46 a hate on that one there, because that was heavy contact. You kind of see exactly what these drivers get to see. And unfortunately, that's what happens when they, on these small dirt tracks, they will get essentially make a roadblock is exactly what they are. The other drivers, they have no place to go whatsoever. As we're on board right now, helmet cam, so you're going to see exactly what Kenny's seen. Popped up. Hope you don't get seasick. That's what these drivers are going through. This is simulated. Believe it or not, there are drivers that do this shit for real.
Yeah, you can just kind of watch his hands and kind of see. If you did an onboard lap or two, you can just watch the wheel left, right, left, right. That's where the term sawing at the wheel comes into play. I think the dirt guys invented that term. You can correct me if I'm wrong later, but I do believe that's where it came from. And yeah, it's not like an asphalt. You can't just drive left, right, control the car. Like if your car's in a slide, you're committed to that line for the most part. But green flag nonetheless. Last week's second place finisher, Brady McKenzie, again with an excellent restart over the field and just dominating these starts, Dustin.
Yeah, as he jumps out again to another 4-car length lead. You got the 11 of Yates getting pressure from the 25 of Pentecoff. Hard dive down on the inside for the 194 of Heathcock. Comes up and makes contact. Lays off. And both drivers come out of that. Heads up driving by the 25 of Pentecoff on that. But unfortunately, he's going to lose a lot of positions going from 3rd to 11th just in that contact made by the 194 Heathcock, Jeremy.
I know that was incidental and not nothing intentional, but yeah, Cody just got in there a little too heavy, and I guess he didn't want to lift because it's coming down to crunch time. We're coming to about 10 laps to go, and he can't wait for that kind of thing. And so yeah, it's just a complete racing incident right there. But it's allowed some of these other guys too to kind of creep up because they did. Oh, we got heavy contact here with CJ Colley in last week's winner, Swede Melgard, as multiple cars are spinning. We got the 9 here. Dane Lloyd flipping on the backstretch, and Wade Burris also involved in the turn 3 cutout of the wall there on top of Swede Melgard's car. Heavy damage for quite a few guys, including, like I just said, last week's winner, Swede Melgard.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's what looked like a little bit of contact there from the 36 of CJ Colley. And it almost looked like Swede had it saved, but everybody just started piling up behind, and there was just nowhere for anybody to go, which was an unfortunate thing with all of that. As we're on board, you're going to see the contact right there, a little bit of contact that sends him sideways. Dane Lloyd gets it, gets spun around, and again, it's just that roadblock effect when it comes to these dirt tracks. He does go over, does bring it back on all fours, but again, that does bring us under another caution. You can see the heavy damage on the front nose of that 9.
Yeah, damage on multiple cars. Heavy damage on the 9. He had damage earlier on too, so looks like Swede Melgard pulled it down on the front stretch. He got his fast repair, I guess, and he's coming back on the track. So Swede Melgard's gonna have a fresh car for the final 10 laps of this race. I didn't see anybody else come down pit road to my knowledge, but we got one lap this lap when we go back to green flag racing, Dustin.
Yeah, so again, 21 will be leading these restarts. Look who is right up there in that 3rd position. So the 11 of Yates has that 2nd position. Dustin Hennigan back up there in that 3rd position after that early race incident that took place. Green flag does fly. Another excellent start by the 21 of McKenzie. But look at the race between Hennigan and Yates. Hennigan trying that slider line, but has to back it out to stay out of the side of the 11. Shane Yates does take it. Another big wreck happening. We are under another caution.
Yep, it's going to be Kenny Haight once again involved. Turn number 4, lap number 26. Austin Yates just does a slider, and it missed the mark. Right in front of Kenny Haight. Couldn't check up for that one. Hit the wall, and then Dane Lloyd just drove underneath Kenny Haight with that wedge of a nose there, and then Swede Melgard did the same thing to Austin. So multiple cars flipping there. Actually, no, it was the 38, rather, Wade Burris, that drove underneath the 22 of Austin Yates. So a couple cars getting picked up with the wedge nose. 3 or 4, it looks like 4 cars maybe even 5 cars potentially damaged with this one.
Yeah, we're riding on the deck lid. You see a slide job, and you see how he came right up in front of the 46 as we're looking from the roof out back of the 22 of Austin Yates. So, again, that's why slide jobs are a good way to gain that position, but you have to be very, very careful with it for that very reason, because you can shut that door and essentially chop the nose of the car that you're doing the slide job on, and that's exactly what happened there and damaged a few cars in the outcome.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We're getting down to crunch time. We're at 10 laps to go, so he was trying to make a move and just got a little too aggressive and not enough space, and things like that happen from time to time. That's when you try to make that move. It's a really risky play, but as you see, the cars are all single file. It is 10 laps to go, so that means single file restarts the rest of the way. That's just nature of the beast for over the limit here. We see Brady McKenzie doing excellent restarts every single time. He's getting some practice, and once again, I think he hicked up a little bit on that one, but he's still able to get 4 or 5 car lengths, Dustin.
Yeah, so again, he still stretches it out to about 3 car lengths, but the 16 of Dustin Hennigan is on that high side, getting heavy pressure from the 11 of Shane Yates as well. Now you see the 16 sliding down to that inside, trying to get some grip down there. He does close the gap on the 21, but loses a lot of speed on the exit. CJ Colley up on that high side. Got the 194 of Cody Heathcock there. Heathcock now having a lot of pressure from the 25 of Pentecoff. Pentecoff rebounded back from that early contact from Heathcock, so that ought to be an interesting one as well, Jeremy.
Dustin Hennigan on the prowl, trying to take the race lead from Brady. That's where Dustin has started, and he wants it back. He's going to drive it deep into turn number 3. He's finding excellent grip down there. And he just does not clear him, but it put Brady in the wall a little bit. Let's see where that goes for turn number 2 exit. Cannot do it, just so close, Dustin.
Yeah, he's working real hard on there. Now you do see the 11 of Shane Yates. We're on the deck lid of Hennigan right now. He does get it there, but again, the 21 of McKenzie on a slider on the inside. Slide job up, crossover by Hennigan. Hennigan now on the inside takes that spot back. This is where you're going to see these sliders happen time and time again. Now the 11 of Shane Yates trying to pressure the 16 of Hennigan. Jeremy, this is getting hot and heavy, and we got 4 laps to go.
And we got to put the pressure, or put the pause on the pressure there. Caution is out once again for the 6th or 7th time for this evening. I think I've lost count myself. Caution is out. I'm trying to find at the moment where that came from. Oh, there we go. Turn number 2 looks like we have. Nope. Still looking for it. Yeah. Justin Simmons in the 33, lap number 31. Dane Lowy got in the back of him and sent him right around, almost flipped his car actually. Got up on 2 wheels, able to keep it straight enough to not hit anything, but threw the caution out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, Dane Lloyd, back there after early race contact and just hasn't been able to rebound back. He had such a strong car as he was up there battling for 2nd and 3rd, up there in the top 5. So it's unfortunate. Wade Burris the same way. He's back there as well, with everything going on. And we are back to green flag. Now we are at 4 laps to go, Jeremy. So excellent start by the 16 of Hennigan. Does space it out. That's going to give him a little bit of breathing room between him and the 21 of McKenzie. But McKenzie is on the prowl right now. You see Hennigan on the low side, McKenzie on that high side. Yates is following on that high side as well. We are crossing the line for 3 laps to go, Jeremy.
And again, putting on the leg work here as he has worked his way up back to the front. And as I was saying that, we have yet another caution. Justin Simmons, once again, lap number 33, turn number 1. Just drove it in there too early and hit that inside tire and threw him to the outside wall. Once again, caution is out.
Yeah, well, you know what they always say, cautions breed cautions, and that is true and reigns true. Especially in the dirt world, unfortunately, because smaller tracks, it takes, the racing is so close with everything that's going on. It's not uncommon to see one caution lead to another caution here in the later stages. But again, this is going to set up for a hell of a race. The 16 of Hennigan is going to have to be spot on in his restart. The 21 of McKenzie and the 11 of Yates are going to have to be spot on if they want to have any chance on trying to take a victory here tonight.
Yeah, that's correct. Dustin, I think Brady didn't want to see that caution because I think he was coming back up for Hennigan there. An excellent, pretty good restart there this time against Dustin. So Brady's going to put himself in a good position here to try to get the 2-lap shootout underway and try to get around him one more time.
Yeah, so pressure heavy right now on Hennigan is, contact made, but keeps it straight. No caution coming out, but that's going to put McKenzie up in the lead there, but now he's going to come under fire. White flag out. We got 3 wide for the lead. Got 21 of Kenzie on the high side. 11 of Yates does fall back. Heathcock going to try his hand on this one here as we are working coming out of the corner, and you are looking at your Get a Grip Nationals A-main winner, the number 21B of Brady McKenzie. Cody Heathcock, little bit of agitation there you see coming from the 16 of Dustin Hennigan post-race there on the 21. Definitely going to be involving the contact made on Hennigan as he was on the low line that ended up knocking Hennigan out of the lead and gave McKenzie that win. So late race drama there. That's something the admins will definitely have to take a look at as we're taking a look here. But again, Jeremy, not uncommon for an exciting finish like that on dirt.
Yeah, I was expecting some type of car contact after that. But, I was actually looking at that post-race incident there, and Dustin actually got clipped by the 25 of Pentakoff and actually turned Dustin's car to the right into Brady. So it kind of amplified the contact there quite a bit. But nonetheless, it looked like he was searching for that 21. It did not come off the top 3 podium. Super unfortunate for all that work he did to get back up to that front spot. And it was just all he raced there in turn 3 with a lap and a quarter to go. So clearly he's frustrated, but I know that was an incident that Brady did not want to see or anybody else. And Brady was able to hold off for the remaining lap and take the checker flag.
Yeah, and as we are waiting here, we will run through our finishing results. Now, again, these are unofficial, pending any any late race penalties that may be dished out afterwards. But again, that 21B of Brady McKenzie is going to take your win. Cody Heathcock on a solid run is going to finish second tonight. Definitely tried his hand at that victory, just come up a little short, but we'll interview him either way. Pentakoff brings it home in that final podium position. Shane Yates does bring it home in fourth after being up in the top 5 all night. Dustin Hennigan, an unfortunate after hitting the tire on a mental mistake there, knocking him back, working his way back up, and like Jeremy had stated, a lap and a quarter away, and contact is made, knocking him out of that lead spot and down to rounding out our top 5. CJ Colley will round it out in 6th. Swede Melgard in 7th. Jackie Whaley, after contact a couple times there and just being in the wrong place at the wrong time, will end it in 8th place. Kenny Haight, after a hard-fought race tonight, will end it 9th. Dane Lloyd, after having such a strong start to the race, will round out your top 10. Wade Burris will end in 11th. Austin Yates in the 12th position, and rounding out your field will be the 033 of Justin Simmons.
And with that being said, I think we have some drivers who want to be spoke to. They are kind of queued up waiting for us. So we're going to start off with Mr. Justin Pentakoff, who does finish 3rd place tonight in the Get a Grip Nationals presented by Martin Sports. Let's see if we got him. Mr. Justin Pentakoff, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Crazy race man out there. His first time broadcasting these things, and so it's a perspective I've never really got the pleasure to take a part of. But how was it out there? Top 3, you kind of got gifted that a little bit unexpectedly in the last lap or so. But how was it out there overall?
Yeah, it was a tough race. I mean, I ran the Big Block Series with these guys last year, and that was good. I ended up taking second in that, but this is my first season trying the pro late models, and they're a completely different beast. But it worked out all right. Got into Cody a little bit there in the beginning and knocked me from 3rd to 9th, but I ended up coming back through, and luckily nobody was running the bottom, so I could do that.
Yeah, everyone had a lot of different lane choices, and you looked pretty competitive out there overall. I'm going to go to the post race there between Dustin and Brady. I knew you kind of kind of fell into that scenario. Dustin kind of clipped the left front of your nose and just dive bombed the Brady there in turn number 2. So, like, did you see him coming up there, or like, what was your perspective on that?
No, to be honest with you, I didn't even catch any of it. I was just so focused on running my own line that there was a couple times people came down the track and it's like, holy crap, I'm glad I missed that.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. It did seem like that a lot of the cars were kind of not settled as well as what we're accustomed to seeing with open series racing. Did the fixed setup here seem like it played any factor in that, and the smoothness of some of the drivers out there tonight compared to their open setup predecessors?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple sets that I've tried with these, and there's one that I can run great. There's another one that runs completely different. So, I mean, they're all tailored to their driving style, and when you can't change things to your style, you kind of got to adapt and just make it work, and I think that's a lot of it.
Absolutely. Now, I know you said that this is your first time trying to come at the pro late models. Now, you had solid run last season, and the big block modifieds, I do believe, if memory serves me right, which don't quote me because my wife will tell you my memory is not the greatest. I do believe you finished runner-up in the big block modifieds. What are your expectations this season for the pro lates?
Yeah, last season was second in the big blocks. That was even a tough run. This season, I just wanted to get my feet wet in the late models and kind of give them a whirl, see what they were about, and see if I could just practice in them a little bit. And it's a good group of guys to practice with. A lot of them are understanding and can get a feel for everybody, and they try to race as clean as they can.
There you go. And like you said, it's a good group of guys to try to get your feet wet, and it never hurts to try to learn a new discipline either. I do believe that my partner in crime here, as I'm pointing down to him, is trying to get me into road racing. So it's always a good thing to, as he's looking up at me, it's always good to increase those disciplines like that and learn new things. But I tell you what, if you run the pro lates, anything like you do the big block modifieds, you're going to do just fine. And obviously you are. I mean, you got a podium finish, good rebound after the early race contact between you and Heathcock to bounce back up. I do believe you fell back to 11th actually on that one during the race and worked your way back up to a podium position. So a hell of a job wheeling that car. But this is your moment. This is your time, Justin. Is there anybody out there you'd like to say thanks to? Any sponsors you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I just got to thank IndyCart Raceway, Dispatch Brewing Company, and RDR Racing for working with me and trying to get me to be the best I can be.
There you go. And I tell you what, so far, so good. It seems like you are heading in the right direction. Again, we want to, from everybody here at Nerditudes and Nerd TV, congratulate you on a podium finish. It was a hard-fought race, and it was definitely a hard-earned third place finish there. But again, excellent job on being able to do that, and we look forward to being able to see what you can't do, or rather can do, not can't do. My bad. We've had 2 weeks off, man. Bear with us a little bit. Our English isn't working very well. To see what you can do next week in the pro lates.
Yeah, for sure. I also got to thank Kenny for putting the league on Over the Limits, Full Sun Gaming, and of course you guys for putting on the stream.
We appreciate it. As I said, we apologize for being absent for the last couple weeks, but we had some stuff to take care of behind the scenes. But I tell you what, we were trying to keep up on everything that was going on, and we're damn happy to be back calling the races. So again, congratulations again, Justin. It's always a pleasure interviewing you.
Yeah, thank you.
And that was your third place finisher, Mr. Justin Pentikoff. Again, you normally see him in the big block modifieds like he had stated, but definitely testing the waters here in the pro lates. And Jeremy, so far, I think it's a pretty good fit right now.
Yeah, first race in, finishing third. He started fifth in the top 5. So, I mean, he knows a thing or two, apparently. He's got some speed. He's showing it for sure. I think we got Cody Heathcock patiently waiting here in queue, so we're going to try to get a hold of him. Mr. Cody Heathcock, do you have a copy with us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, congratulations on the runner-up podium finish there, just underneath Brady. Car was pretty fast overall. Everyone seemed like they had some bumper car moments time to time. And how was the car driving with the little bit of damage that you had? I know like everyone had some type of damage. Were you pretty good overall, or what, how was the driving?
My car was a little loose. Like when you get the back spoiler bent, the car like tried to loosen up a little bit, but it wasn't bad. I just found a run on the bottom. I kept falling back. I fell back to sixth one point, worked my way back up. But the car felt good.
Okay, yeah, just a little bit loose. That's completely understandable when you lose the aerodynamicness of the car at these kind of speeds and how you're sliding. I can definitely see how the looseness would entail. How did you manage to get back up there? I know at points you fell back to almost last or close to it, and you kind of worked your way back up to second place there. I know you're gifted a couple spots with the late race contact with Brady and Dustin, but what was your game plan to get back up into the podium position?
I was trying everything on the track. I tried the top, tried the middle, and I tried the bottom. The bottom came in like 10 laps ago, so I was running the bottom. And I had something for them. I just didn't get it. They had the run coming off the corner, and I had the run getting in. But if I had a few more laps, I would have got Brady, to be honest.
Yeah, we seen you moving around all over the track there, and really all the drivers were moving all over the track. Again, kind of the downside to a fixed setup series. But it pits more driver versus driver rather than driver versus another driver's setup. So, like Jeremy had stated, I mean, there were bumper car moments all over the place. Rewinding back about mid-race or so, can you walk us through the event that happened between you and Pentecoff there going into the corner?
Well, my car was pushing, and I got hit from somebody, and I pushed me into him. So it was. I honestly don't know what happened. I was trying to find out. I was like, got hit into him. I told him I was sorry. I wasn't trying to hit him, and then I don't race like that, so I was just apologizing.
Yeah, like I said, it happened all over the place. And tonight's event, I think it was just a product of the cars, the fixed setups, and it's a racy track. It is a very racy track. But you found yourself in the right place at the right times on a couple of those times, squeaking by some of those big accidents that took place. Now, I know that typically you're a big-time player and racer in the Dirt Street Stock Series. What's your feelings right now on the Mini Motorsport Doors Pro Late Model Series?
I like it. I mean, I'm more of a street stock guy, like you said, but I've been getting into pro late models more, so I've been racing street stock. I like the pros a lot better, but the street stocks are fun to drive, you know, to get the setup right, but the pros are just way more fun.
There you go. And I think that's part of the reason why the decision was made to try to broadcast these and try to give the late models drivers a little bit of love here. It's been a staple of Over the Limit for 2 seasons now, and they haven't been broadcasted yet. So I think that played a lot of factor into it as well. But you know what? Again, you raced a hard race. You had a rocket there in a number of areas. Just come up one position short, but you know what? It was a hard-fought second place. You did a fantastic job. And hell, we got to interview you here for the post-race podium presented by Full Send Gaming. So again, it's always a good thing. But this is your moment, Cody. Is there anybody out there you'd like to give thanks to? Any sponsors you'd like to shout out to?
I want to thank my teammate Brady, and then Elite Performance Industry, my team, and y'all for putting on the show, and Kenny for putting on the league.
And we appreciate it, and we appreciate you showing up each and every week and racing, putting on a good show that makes Jeremy's job and my job so much easier. But we look forward to seeing what you can't do. Come tomorrow for the Dirt Street Stocks. See you in racing action again, we hope, and if not, then we'll see what you can't pull out for the Dirt Pro Late Model Series next week.
I'll be there tomorrow for sure.
Sounds good. So will we. We'll make it a date, man. We'll see you there tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
All right. That is your second place finisher, your runner-up for the hashtag Get a Grip Nationals, presented by Martin Sports and the 194 Cody Heathcock. We don't get a chance really to interview him that often, Jeremy. A lot of times just finishing one position out of it or something happens. So it's always good to be able to interview new drivers like that, and especially drivers that have been around the league for quite some time.
Yeah, I was glad to talk to him, man. That was kind of cool to have him up there. Welcome back anytime, man. You just got to earn these kind of things, and with the competitiveness out there, it's tough to do. But, we're broadcasting a new set of cars, so, we might see some new drivers, some new faces. We'll see. But we have one person left to talk to, and that is tonight's main event winner, Mr. Brady McKenzie. Do you have a copy, man?
Yep, I got you.
Man, that car was bad fast, and you had those restarts hooked up. Man, what was... how was that car feeling after halfway? It looked like you were fast early on, obviously, but then you kind of got mixed up a little bit, and you're able to get back up to the front. How was that car tonight, man?
Yeah, it was good. I was fast in the beginning. I started pulling away there, got in a rhythm, and those cautions kept. Yeah, it hurt me a lot. I tried a couple of those restarts. I got damaged to my spoiler, and she was really loose going into the corner, and I couldn't get a good drive off. And then the track started coming to me there, and I just fought to the front there.
I heard that from a couple of drivers. Now when that spoiler gets dented up, these cars like to get loose, and so it looked like it showed its face through quite a few of you out there tonight. I do have to go back to the late race incident there with Dustin. Run us through that, man. I know you had a really fast car after a few laps and everything. You started catching him lap after lap, and you just got to him, and then what happened from there?
Oh, man, I'm not a dirty racer or anything. I was catching him, and I thought he was actually going to run the top side there, so I went to diver in on the inside there, and I seen him coming down. I got on the brakes, and it was just not enough. Did I actually hit him? I didn't get to see the replay or not, but I barely touched him. I got on the brakes, and I seen if he was going to let it get going there. But, in an official race, anybody else would have just drove through and kept going. I tried to get on the brakes, see if he would catch it, and I seen him go up the track, and I didn't want to kill anybody else. But, I chalked it up to hard racing. I love racing that kid, and he's a great racer. I race him a lot in officials, and I'll talk to him after this. I'll apologize. I feel like it was just hard racing, though.
Yeah, the open sessions for sure. They would have drove right through. And yeah, I think there was just the slightest bit of contact, not much. I just want to chime in on that. Dustin, what you got, man?
Yeah, like I said, it's like Jeremy said, you had a rocket ship. You were ripping it big time, especially those restarts. I know you said the cautions, they were killing you because you had it stretched out there. But tell us those restarts, man, because you were ripping the restarts pretty hard. And you would come out with a 3 to 4 car lead by the time that you were flying off into turn one, man. How did you time those starts, and how did you get that going the way you did?
Well, I run a lot of league races, and we do starts like that all the time. You try to stack up the field, and then you just kind of feel it to where the field's kind of getting stacked up there. And when you shoot down the track, you can't mash to the gas. You're just going to spin. So, I'm like 25% throttle, but that's the most effective way to get away from everybody there. And it's just trying to get a good jump there is key there.
There you go. Now, I know you said that you were going to talk to Dustin Hennigan after the race. You guys obviously have raced your fair share of laps together on that one there. Take us through your mindset post-race as you were coming down on your cool-down lap on that one there. There was obvious contact that was made from the 16 of Hennigan on your 21 car, which tore it up a little bit more for the post-race pictures. But kind of tell us your mindset on that.
I would have been mad too. We're all racing for the win. We've all been in this situation. We've all been there. You get mad. It is what it is. I don't blame him, to be honest. I sometimes I get a little heated, and been trying to get better with that, trying to keep cool. Just keeping calm, keeping cool and collected is key, and I don't blame him. He's mad. It is what it is, man.
You don't have to try to sell me anything. You're talking to somebody who is well versed in losing their temper way back in the early day of racing, man, in NR2K3. So Jeremy can attest to that. So I get it. I could understand it as well. Like I said, it was good hard racing. You guys put on a hell of a show. Like I said, you had a rocket ship all race long. You were ripping it the way you needed to. You were driving the lines. It's things just kind of worked out the way that they did. But either way, it was still a deserving win. You still raced the wheels off that thing. So again, this is your moment. This is your time. I know you got some sponsors out there you want to shout out to. I know you got some people you want to say thanks.
Oh yeah, first of all, I want to shout out my teammate Cody. He came in there second. He was running me down. I knew he had a fast rocket ship. We're both on elite performance. Want to shout them out. I mean, I couldn't do anything without them. Fast week in and week out. I want to thank you guys for putting on the stream. I think this is really cool. Thanks Kenny for the league. Just want to thank you all. I'm glad you liked the show.
Hey, and we thank you very much as well for for being here and putting on a show. Because if it wasn't for you guys going out there and do what you guys do, we'd be looking at an empty track. And I'm sorry, Jeremy and I are not that interesting to be holding up an entire hour's worth of broadcast. So.
It's a beautiful track.
It's a very beautiful track. that might gain us about an extra 5 minutes or so of viewership, but I mean, either way, you guys, you do an excellent job. We appreciate you coming out here, and we look forward to calling the shots and broadcasting the rest of the Mini Motorsport Doors Pro Late Model Series the rest of the season. So we look forward to seeing what you can't do next week.
Heck yeah, man! Have a good one, guys.
You as well. And that is your main winner for the hashtag Get a Grip Nationals presented by Martin Sports. Driver of the 21B, Brady McKenzie. So again, excellent race overall tonight, Jeremy. I mean, completely. I mean, it did have its moments. It had its cautions, but again, we're used to that. We're accustomed to those type of scenarios, and when it comes to dirt racing.
Yeah, it's a good trend when you're in the broadcast with every week saying it's a really good race overall. So. These Pro Lates, I'm excited, man, to continue forward with these every Tuesday with you. I liked watching them a lot. It was a lot of fun. The crossovers are pretty intense on this track. How people were able to cut the corner so sharp. Pretty exciting overall. Definitely looking forward to next week.
Yeah, it's again being the first one that we've actually had the pleasure and privilege of calling. I was pleasantly surprised and pleased with the outcome and the show and the quality of racing that was put on. So again, it's definitely looking forward to calling the rest of this season all the way around. Should be a fun one nonetheless. With that though, Jeremy, we are coming to that point in time. We have interviewed our top 3 finishers. We have showed you where your favorite drivers have finished. That is going to be coming to the end of the Full Send Gaming post-race podium show, but we cannot leave without saying thanks again to a number of individuals. So first and foremost, we want to say thanks to Martin Sports. Again, martinsports906.com, the official apparel provider for Nerditudes and Nerd TV. They make excellent badass products fitting of any dirt racer out there, not to mention some of the best sim gloves. Correction, the best sim gloves that you will ever be able to find. We have drivers that wear these that typically do not like gloves at all, and now they swear by these gloves and they win with these gloves. A lot of real-life drivers wish that they could actually wear them piloting their real-life cars, if that tells you anything on how breathable these gloves are. So again, check out their sim racing gear. Check out their whole apparel line that they have. You will not be disappointed. So again, that's martinsports906.com. I want to thank the title sponsor for the Pro Late Model Series. That's Mini Motorsport Doors. As stated prior, novelty full aluminum door panels, much like the door panels that you've seen on the late models tonight, in 2 sizes, 11 inches and 21 inches at $15 and $30 a piece. Again, you can have them customized with your sim racing design, real racing design. You can have your favorite Pokemon on there, or whatever the kids are doing nowadays, your favorite music rock band. Either way, doesn't matter. High quality, excellent product. Take a look at them. Facebook.com/Mini Motorsport Doors. Also want to thank Full Send Gaming. We had talked about earlier the Full Send Gaming bounty here at Over the Limit, which again, we hopefully will have more information on that come for tomorrow's Dirt Street Stock Series race presented by Nerditudes on who the bounty is on and if anybody is going to claim it. But I do believe that bounty is going to be with Dustin Hennigan in the street stocks. We just don't know if it's the open or the fixed. So we will find out soon enough. But again, full-time sponsor for Over the Limit, the bounty system as well. Do a lot of work behind the scenes, both in league racing, iRacing, as well as gaming in general. So check them out on Facebook. That's Full Send Gaming. And we want to thank Butt Kicker, the official audio sponsor for Nerditudes and Nerd TV. It's an excellent addition to any sim racing or gaming rig. Take a look at him. It does add a level of realism to it at a fraction of the cost. Go check it out at the affiliate link on your screen right now, thebuttkicker.com/? AFF equals 35. Be sure you use promo code NERDTV for an additional 20% off. Yes, that includes even sale items. So go take a look at them and see what they have to offer. That's Butt Kicker. We want to thank a number of other sponsors that we don't have on there as well. Hideaway Motorsports, competitive setups and coaching. Take a look at them, hideawaymotorsports.com. Want to thank Kingwin as well, G2A and Rogue Energy as affiliates. So again, go take a look at them, see what they have to offer. A lot of people, make a lot of this stuff happen, and we want to thank them. Finally, we want to thank you viewers out there. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here being able to do what we are doing today. So again, we thank you. Be sure you follow. Be sure you subscribe. Be sure you comment. Be sure you do everything you can. Get the word out. Spread the word. Give us ideas. Give us feedback. Ways that we can try to make things better. We're here for you. We're here for the drivers. So again, from us here at Nerditudes and Nerd TV to every one of you guys out there, thank you again. And with that, Jeremy, it is time that we call it a night so that we can rest our beautiful faces here. We definitely need the beauty rest to come at these folks again tomorrow for the Nerditudes Street Stock Series. So on behalf of myself, Dustin Ballistic Logston, as well as the legend, the myth, the man, Mr. J. Stan, Jeremy Stanley, we want to thank you guys again for your continued support. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you the next track.